Welcome to Absolute Legends. I am Boneface, I am Pete, I am back, and today, spring is here. Which only means one thing. Well, I've done the design list, I've done the cheap clones list. Time to talk about some very high-end niche fragrances. So yeah, this is my niche spring collection. So this is, again, I've done this in all of them. I've broken into the first 6 weeks of spring and then the second week of spring. The reason being, first 6 weeks of spring can still be a bit cold, it still can be a bit miserable, whereas the second half of the spring is a bit more warmer, a bit more cozier, more sunshine, longer days, all the rest of it. So it always, there was one other mention I'm going to talk about today, but always is to find out what these amazing niche fragrances are for spring 2025. Right, my honourable mention, and this one came out in 2014. This is a absolutely massive hidden gem in the world of Parfums de Maille. This is Byerley. I think that's Byerley, I'm not sure. But this one, it's got some resins in it. It's got some woody notes and some cedars, but it's got cardamom, but it's got bergamot as well. The bergamot and the cardamom is straight off the top, which makes it a really nice start to it. Also got a touch of vetiver in here as well. Very classy, well put together. But this would be for the first 6 weeks of the spring things. So this one is my first one measure. This is Parfums de Maille by Byerley. Right, so this first one is a real hidden gem. It came out in 2013. Not many people will know about this one, but this is a real good one to find. It's not a super expensive either. I think this one's about 70 quid. So this is Atelier Cologne Citrat Intone Cologne Absolute. So this one for me has got lots of citrus on the top. So it's lime, bergamot, citron, but it's also got some juniper, some mint. So it's still fresh, but it's got some backbone of vetiver, elemi, and also tonka. It's got some cedar notes in it as well. It's a really good one for probably where you're transitioning from in about middle part of April, sorry. So you start of April, I would start wearing this because it's got the woodiness in it. It's really nice, but the freshness as well. If it starts on a nice day, this is where I think works absolutely fantastic. Like I say, not cheap. Well, it's actually cheap and good in the world of niche, but this, as you can see, has had a good old dent in it. So this one is an amazing one. Try this one. It's pretty much a blind buy safe, I would say. I don't know anyone who's not smelled this and gone, wow, that actually smells really nice. It's fresh, it's invigorating, it smells nice, but it's got a woody, sexy edge to it. More if you want from the start of spring. This is Atelier Cologne Citrat and Embrance. Right, second one up for the first 6 weeks of spring, and this one is a really nice skin scent. I would say doesn't project well loudly, it's there and it's like you waft it. That's kind of what I like sometimes. And this one, the World of Creed, and this Delphinus, this came out last year, and this for me is just absolutely gorgeous. But light florals, but it's also got nice leather, incense in here, vanilla, tonka, patchouli, amberwood. This is absolutely beautiful. A great little number. Came out last year, and I would like to pick up Centaurus because I think that's a richer one. But this one, for me, is a lighter, sexy fragrance. Smells absolutely phenomenal. Now, this is a unisex offering. Men or women can pull this one off very easily. I would say, personally, I'd say it's almost straight down the line. I don't think you could say, oh, it's just leaning more feminine or masculine. I think it's absolute down the middle. Criminally underrated one, because I think people have seen this and thought, because Centaurus is a lot richer, so I think more people will go for that one. But this one for me smells fantastic. Wear this where you like, and you are good to go. Now, if you're trying to be subtle, this is what I'd say to you. If you want to be a bit more louder, there's some other ones I would say might be better for you. But for me, great one for spring 2025. This is Delphinus by Creed. Right, next one, and this one came out in 2020. This one, I think the bottles are changing now, so just be aware of this. This is the oldest style bottle. The new ones are just being released now. But this is from the world of zoologist, and this is koala. Now this for me is all about the note of eucalyptus. It's very much a invigorating, nice scent, but it's also got some oomph on it as well. This has got vanilla and amber, so again, straight away I like this one. But it's also got black tea, eucalyptus, vetiver, spices in here. It smells absolutely amazing. A bit of oak moss in here, which gives it a damn good performance. Now these only come in 60ml bottles. but they are potent. They last about 8 to 9 hours off my skin, and you only need about 2-3 sprays, and it is, you know you're there. Criminal, I don't know much more about Zoologist, so if anyone knows what I should pick from Zoologist next, please put in the comments and say, try X, Y. I know there's things like bat, there's the squid, field mouse, there's lots of different ones, but let me know which one's the next one is. But this one was a real nice one. This is the first one I had from this house. Really enjoy this one, especially in spring and in the autumn time. Great little number. So this from the next one is Zoologist Koala. Right, next one, and this one came out in 2018, and this for me has a really unique note in it. And I don't condone doing drugs, but this has got the note of cannabis in it. This from the world of Mancera, this is called Hindu Kush, and this for me is an absolute weapon. Super unique, super, I get quite a few compliments from wearing this. There's also incense and spices, so again, when it's colder, I want something that gives me some oomph, and this certainly does it. 10+ hours off my skin, which is amazing. Also, it's got some white musk, some gaiac wood, some vanillic notes in here. Smells absolutely fantastic. I would say try and don't blind buy this one. I think you need to just try it first before you buy it. So I would recommend this one. It's not the sort of thing you just blind buy in like I did, because I'm mad. But try it, see what you think about it. I think it's a real hidden gem in the world of Mancera. Obviously, there's a few others that I'd like to pick up as well from Mancera, like Amor Cafe, Cosmic Pepper, a few others like that, French Riviera. Those are a few I'd like to pick up, but this one for me is one of the hidden gems. You could also go with Instant Crush as well, which is another good one, which is very similar to this one. Amazing one to try, and again, I'm going to love wearing this one in spring 2025. So this is Mancera Hindu Kush. Right, last but certainly not least, and this is for the first 6 weeks, so like I say, start of March into the middle of April. This one for me, I wasn't going to put any Tom Fords in because I think it blurs the line of whether it's niche or not, but this certainly is niche. And this from the world of Byerley, this is Love Fest Burning Cherry number 48. This for me is like an alternative to Lost Cherry. It's got that predominant sour cherry note in it, which is really nice. There's also got balsam, ambergris, patchouli, vetiver. This smells amazing. Praline, raspberry, gaiac wood. This is certainly gives me vibes of Lost Cherry, which I do enjoy a lot. But I think when you've got a dreary, miserable day, start of March, and when you look outside, you think, I want something that gives me a pop of excitement, makes me feel brilliant about myself. And this one actually doesn't cost too much money. This one runs about 50 to 60 quid, depending on where you go. Super nice fragrance. The other one, there's a few of them on Byerley, which is called Orgasm, which I'd like to pick up as well. That one would be a good alternative as well, because I think that's quite an easy oud fragrance. But this one, if you want a fruity punch off the skin, and you will basically be known for that, this one is a great alternative. Like I say, Tom Ford Lost Cherry, fantastic alternative. So this is Byerley Love Fest Burning Cherry 48. Right, so we're now going from middle of April all the way through to the end of May. These 5 are just fantastic, and this first one came out in 2022. This is MFK 724. Yeah, no one really talks about this one anymore. Don't know why. Kind of got lost in the post, but hey. But it is so clean, fresh, invigorating, and the note of bergamot is like super punchy off your skin. It really does punch through the air. Also got jasmine in here. It's very light florals, orange, sweet pea, which is not a normal note that you'd expect to see in that, and some white musks. This is clean, it's sexy. Now this kind of gives me vibes of Dolce & Gabbana Le One Grey, but without the element of Dolce & Gabbana, like the one, like, it's got more like violets and stuff like that. It's the fresher version. This is kind of even fresher than that. So kind of get the idea. Very office friendly, easy to pull off. Now these aren't cheap. I think this last time I saw this was about 120 quid for a 70ml bottle. That's not cheap, but you will smell absolutely amazing and clean, fresh, super sexy, and it does perform really well. I get 8.5 to 9 hours on my skin, so it's around that sort of mark, because especially with a fresh fragrance, you don't normally get that sort of longevity. Great little hidden number. So from the first one, for the second part of spring, it's MFK 724. Right, we can't have a spring list without this fragrance, and I'll be honest with you, there is alternatives to this, but the original of 2019 is an absolute staple for me. I have to have this one in my rotation, and this is Xerjoff Herba Pura. This is that clean, sexy, musky fragrance with lots of citrus up top. It smells fantastic. It's got notes of orange, lemon, bergamot, but also that some white musks in here. Smells absolutely phenomenal. Almost a bit of fruits in here as well, vanilla and amber. Now that kind of was the reason I like this one so much, because it's got vanilla and amber, but the freshness in here, it smells like you've just come out from the Italian coast and you've just caught everything and it's on your neck and it smells amazing. One of the best fragrances ever. It's been cloned to death, so if you want to have some form of this, but there's clones of it, and I think the one I know the best is a beer corner, which is Voy Turquoise. That one is about a fifth of the price of this one, and it does a pretty good job. It's not quite the same as this one, but this one smells absolutely amazing. This going in late in spring into summertime, absolute staple. So for me, the next one is Xerjoff Herba Pura. Right, last three, and this one came out in 2021. Massively hidden gem. This one actually I've seen for about 50 to 60 quid, so it's not super expensive. From the world of Ormont Jane, this one is amazing. This is called Everina. Now this kind of reminds me of walking through a garden and just smelling everything, and it comes off your skin beautifully. Got notes of jasmine and rose. Now, not over the top, excuse me, of the floor. It is quite florally. It's also got pink pepper, oat moss, cashmeran. This smells fantastic. It is one of those sort of scents that if you're going on a day out and you're enjoying stuff, and maybe going to nature, I think this is where I would like to wear this the most. You'll go out, maybe go for a little hike or whatever, and you smell like this. You are going to smell like you're outside already, and it's just going to give you a little happy face. Now, if you don't like florals, you might not like this, but this for me, it reminds me of a fresh garden where you just smell the grass that's being cut, that sort of thing. This is what it does for me. You're still fine for wear it for work. It's a super amazing fragrance, massively underrated. I don't know much more about Ormont Jane, so again, let me know in the comments, what should I get next from Ormont Jane? Because I'd love to know. But this one for me, for spring, it's got to be Ormont Jane Everina. Right, last two, and this one came out in 2023, and this was one of the few flankers that this house actually did. And from the world of Roger Parfums, this is Elysium Eau Intense. Now, this one for me is all about the millions and millions of notes, which is kind of it's a light, fresh floral fragrance, which has some beautiful notes of rhubarb, which I do really enjoy. I've noted rhubarb in here. Thyme. It's also got bergamot, artemisia, jasmine, benzoin, labdanum, and all sorts of different things. It smells amazing. It's got so many notes, I will lose track. But the original Elysium as well, you could put in this, but I just find this one a little bit more push on this one. It does perform amazingly well. I get 9 hours of longevity of this one. Projection is not that bad as well. For the first hour or so, you know you're about. Super fresh, super enjoyable, really nice one. Again, if you don't think this is a bit too fresh for you, maybe go with Elysium, which again, another great alternative. But this one I love a lot. So this one for me, second to last one, going into the last part of spring, is Roger Parfums Elysium Eau Intense. Right, the last one, and this is quite an affordable one. This came out in 2008, and this one is an absolute beautiful. This is from Acqua di Parma. This is Myrto de Panellia. I think that's how you say it. This one is all about sea notes. It's got rose in here, limes, lemons. It smells fresh. It reminds me of being on the Italian coast, smelling that fresh air, coming off the waves, hitting like the lemon trees and all those sort of different trees. Smells absolutely phenomenal. Even got a touch of rose in this as well. Smell amazing fragrance. Now this one runs about 60 quid. I think it's 100 ml. or it's a 150ml bottle. So yeah, it's 65 quid for this one. So it's 150ml. The downside is this, it only lasts about 5 hours, but I don't mind reapplying this one because the first 30 to 45 minutes is amazing. Super nice, very it smells like you've come out of a shower with lots of citrus notes in there, or you've rolled in a lemon tree, or been in a seat and then rubbed yourself into a lemon tree. That's kind of what it gets for me. Really nice, office friendly, smells fantastic, and honestly, well worth having a bottle of this. So my last one for me is Acqua di Parma, Mirta de Penaglia. Right after all that fun and games with Niche World, it's now time to tell you what I'm wearing in Scent of the Day. Right, so this is a cheapy, neat fragrance, but it smells amazing. This is a woody oriental fragrance. This one came out in 2016, and this is Cristiano Ronaldo Legacy Private Edition. So this one, to me, is amazing. Got lots of sandalwood in here, but basil notes in here. Neroli, tonka, it's got cedar. It smells absolutely amazing. Even a bit of muskiness in here. Cheapy as it gets. I think this one's about 25 quid still. I've talked about this before, and I brought it out for a video before, and I just smelled it and went, I'll have to wear that again. So I have worn it this week. It smells absolutely fantastic. So my scent of the day is Cristiano Ronaldo Legacy Private Edition. As always, let me know what your scent of the day is. This is mine. Right, so there, my niche for spring 2025. As always, let me know in the comments what phrases you would wear in spring. There's a couple I could have added in, which is green Irish tweed, which is amazing. There's a few others that I would have probably put in, but as always, let me know what you would put in. As always, if you want a top 10 list, a phrase review, or a question, hit me up in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,500 subscribers. And I'm always on TikTok and Instagram at Former Phrases. And as always, you absolute legends smell amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.